Um, yeah, yeah, that's another one of those moments. So it happened so fast, and then I didn't do the video, and next thing you know, I got caught up, and we were just off and running. Guys, this is it. This has to be heaven or some sort of bizarro purgatory. It really is the same day every single day. I mean, not only did we trade the same exact stocks, some of them were the exact same price as they were the other day. We just traded ENVX like as if we knew what it was going to do. You want to know why? Because I do know what it's going to do. Because it's the same day every day. The market does not want to go down. So I have a select list of 12 stocks that I used to own. Now I don't own them all. I know they're all going up because that's what happens when I sell out of stocks. They go up. Plus, we're in a bull market that won't ever end. So knowing that, go get those stocks, people. ENVX, the fade, because the stock was ready to be faded, right? You got the fade. You know about options expiration. 18 gets you what? 1750, right? 1750 breaks. You got a little bit more than you expected on the downside. Fantastic. But then you have to remember, okay, I'm short now. What's the rule of shorting? Shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. Remember that part. Remember that part. You're going to die. Can I be more graphic? You're going to die if you stay short. Trust me. I blew up my entire life in this market 10 years ago to the day. Don't make the same mistakes that I'm making. Don't think every pause is some moment where the market's going to roll over and die. Every pullback's a crash. We're not crashing. There is no recession. There is no fear. We're never going down until we really do. And when we really do, you'll know the difference because stocks will stop breaking back above the VWAP and going up. So when you're trading the way that we trade, which is only about price, then it cuts out all the guesswork. You know you're not going to stay short unless the market allows you to. And then once a stock gets over the VWAP, you're not allowed to be short anymore. So if you came in with a plan and then the VWAP's telling you, yes, you're right. Now do something about it. So if you were lucky enough to short the ENVX, then you got the ass crack VWAP break. Not only should you never be short ENVX, but you got to go long. And you have $18 calls staring you in the face at a dime. It was like they said, here, we're going to do you a favor. We're going to dip the stock so you can buy the options cheaper. Here you go. You ready? Do it. We got paid on the downside to fund the $100 that you put into the option. And now that $100 is worth $500. Imagine you would have put 1,000 on it. Or Joe Lab, who's buying 500 calls on everything that's moving. As I expressed yesterday, if you came to the schmooze, we're going to trade the same stocks. We're going to have the same attitude. We came in with low expectations. If they start to work, we'll enjoy. If nothing's going on, we'll sit back and just watch. But then suddenly, everything started working. My kid out-traded me today. The kid is on fire. He's shorting Carvana. I'm like, no. Meanwhile, tank's $1. Then he's like, hey, Dad, I think this Nike is a pretty good short up here. I'm like, I don't know if you want to short Nike again. And he says, oh, I'm only risking 12 cents to make possibly $1. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Next thing you know, Nike goes down $1. And then he says to me, aren't we supposed to be buying Carvana? I mean, the kid is already a machine because all he knows is the trade. He's not thinking. He sees, he pushes button, he manages the trade. The kid's going to make it. Because what I'm hoping right now is that I have zero luck. I mean, not zero luck. I have only bad luck when it comes to money. Terrible. Everything I do turns to shit, really. Luckily, I have a wife that counteracts that. and my father. I know how to trade, sure, but you guys just witnessed how terrible of a swing trader I was, and that's why I gave you that opportunity. But all the mistakes that I made over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and again, the big mistake was an error that I thought on the QQQ short with the put spread. I don't know if you guys know the whole story, but I got put short the Qs because the other party on the other side of my put spread didn't execute the in the money put. So I was buying puts up here, I was selling them here, and they closed down here. One's supposed to wash out the other. They both get exercised, but the guy underneath didn't exercise. So I woke up short the fucking Qs on the NVIDIA day, and I've been out of sorts ever since. And then all my swing trades turned into losses. I was like, you know what? I just can't take this anymore. And I just sold them all. And that's when I told you to buy them. Look where some of these names are. I mean, anyway, but the story's over. But even if you didn't do that, even if today was your first day doing what we do, you are having, I mean, a ridiculous day right now. The sickest day. We even shorted the Qs and survived. I mean, I'm going to go ahead. And again, I know not that many people are watching me right now because I've been, the timing is off. But think about what stocks we probably traded today. I'm going to go out on a limb that you probably know the list by now, right? Hood, AAOI, Schrodinger, by the way, SDGR, $51 now, huh? NNOX, Kenview, CDLX, ENVX, Carvana, IonQ, Rivian, Qs, Bullfrog, SOXL. Sounds familiar, right? Because those are the stocks we trade every single day. You don't need any more in your name. You don't need any more names. Hey, what do you think Tesla's going to do? Who cares? Hey, what about Coke? Doesn't matter. Find 10 stocks that you could trade. 10's a lot. I've got 17 stocks that treat me well. DraftKings, another one we've been trading nicely. You know, obviously, and again, I'm not talking about these swing trades. But so if you came in today with that list and you said, all right, cool, I'm going to pick one to watch. Let's say it was Carvana. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on Carvana. You got paid on the downside. Then an ass cracked back above the VWAP and you're buying Carvana. You made almost $1.50 on the way down and you made about $1 on the way up. And with options, these are all 100% returns. The ENVX now is 600%. This is real money, people. And this is just one freaking day. And again, as much as I'm very disappointed in what I did to myself this time around, dumping the portfolio and watching it all go up without me, it doesn't really matter. Because if you put just a little bit of size on today, on a couple of trades, you made whatever you think you might have missed out on over the last 9 months of this amazing bull market, you could have done it all today. The Qs, 370. I mean, sick that they got the 370 today. I thought we'd get up, a couple of points today, meander around. We'd gap up on Monday, put on another couple of points, meander around, gap up on the 5th of July, and then maybe give a little bit back because these are usually bullish days when you're in a bull market. Holiday week, going into the holiday is usually bullish. Coming out of the holiday, so I expect Monday to be bullish. I expect Wednesday to be bullish. And this flies in the face of the impending doom that's still out there, right? Remember, as long as go to marketwatch.com, go to Yahoo Finance, go to the internet, go to the message boards. As long as you're seeing a lot of skepticism and as long as those doom and gloomers are out there, we're good. That's who the market rallies off, the doom and gloomers. And again, you got to understand something. These people aren't shorting the market. They like to talk about shorting the market, but nobody's insane enough to really be short the market right now. You're nuts. You're nuts to be short. They'll talk about it. They'll steer you in the wrong direction, just like CNBC and Barron's and Yahoo Finance and MarketWatch.com. That's, again, I'm telling you, get familiar with what I'm going to show you on July 8th, and you will never look at this market ever again the same way. I will show you how to look at the market. MarketWatch.com and CNBC are godsends. When you go to MarketWatch.com, if you don't see a negative article in the first 5 articles, then you know you should be scared. If CNBC is screaming only bullish commentary, you know you should be not being so bullish. When they flash the market in turmoil, right? How great is the market in turmoil? If you've been watching CNBC for 20 years, they save the banner. It's called Market in Turmoil. They save it for special occasions. And that always marks the bottom of the market, the Josh Brown bottom. A year and a half ago, a year and 2 weeks into it now, the Josh Brown bottom. Did you see how legitimate that was? He brought his analyst friend on the CNBC to capitulate out of that roadblocks. And we pretty much been in a bull market ever since. Because everybody gets it wrong. I mean, I get it wrong in just epic ways like the last 5 days. I mean, even Kenview's up, people. Kenview. I sold my last freaking 100 shares at $25.50. Look, even that piece of garbage is up $1. There's something real bizarre with what I mean, APLD, right? I got stopped out at 7. The stock's at 9.25 now, 2 days later. Do you see what Rivian's done since I sold it? The stock just had its 3 best days of the year since I sold it. I mean, I couldn't have traded. I mean, I traded Rivian so poorly that I'm proud of it. Because I think that might have been the worst trade I've ever done in like 20 years. And I'm still here to tell the tale. I mean, I couldn't have been worse. Couldn't have got it worse. But you know what I did with Rivian today? I smoked it on the short, and then we bought it and made money on the upside. Not going to own it. That's for you guys. I still think the stock's going to 22, but if I buy it back, be at 0 within a week. I know that's going to happen. So I'm not even going to pretend, but I'll just play the names. So I think Rivian's going to 22. Great. Not going to own it, because if I buy it, I'll just sit around for the next 9 months. But if I think it's going to 22 and then it starts to move and it starts to break the levels where I'm hoping it breaks, I'll just buy it that day and make as much money as I possibly can, like we're doing right now. 16 got a 16.50. Yippee-ki-yay. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I mean, this has been, I can't wait to finally complete my book. I have so many damn chapters that I have to write. I got to maybe change the name of the book. I really think the market does revolve around me. I do. I don't know how or why, but it does. It mocks me. And today was a special moment in the Glick family. My son outtraded me. He shoved that Nike down. I was ready to buy it. He's like, what are you talking about? This is about to roll over. I'm like, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, he was right. It's incredible. Twice. He shorts the Nike, shorts the Carvana. I'm sitting there going, maybe you shouldn't be shorting the Nike and the Carvana. Okay. And then they both, whoop. And they both went down. Me, I buy 6,000 shares of APLD. I get stopped out at 620, 720, 714, and 7. And then I watch it go up 2.5 points. And I would have made $25,000 on the trade if I fell into a coma. I mean, sometimes I'm almost to the point where I just want to try banging my head on the keyboard, pressing buy, and see how it works out. I did it one time. You guys remember that trade? It was with Hot Cocoa. We threw letters on her body, and then we picked a few letters off her body, and we bought the stock. It went up 270 points over the last 3 years. CCAI, I think it was. I don't even remember the symbol, but CCAI, was it? No, that wasn't it. Something like that. It was something. But that's why, again, as much as it's easier, I get it. It's easier to trade a bull market because the dips and rips work so well. But man, do I get frustrated in the bull market because I want to own, but I know I don't know how to own. So I feel like I just got to sit it out. But what I do know is that when space, the internet's telling you to buy space? Really? Internet, come on. After the Titanic disaster, you're going to be enthusiastic about a bunch of billionaires launching themselves into space and a company that's never going to do anything? You had to be shorting this stock. Space? Do you see how many bullish commentary was going on around space? Virgin Galactic? Are you kidding me? They ran this thing to $6. Space. What is it now? $3, right? $4. Yeah, I could see. My God. My reading glasses are now become my regular glasses. I am going freaking blind. Another casualty of staring at screens all my life. So before I go blind and spontaneously combust, make sure you email me for next Saturday. I'm going to blow your freaking minds. I mean, we're just going to review. What I'm going to do is I'm going to review all the trades that just happened for the last 2 weeks. And if you could what are you doing? If you could conquer what happened in the last 2 weeks, you could conquer life. If you could just understand the anatomy of what just happened with MU and Nike and what happened with my portfolio, and I'll show you short-term versus long-term VWAPs, and I'll show you some charts just for today that when these stocks go to VWAP to the penny, you have to finally admit it is rigged, Johnny. It is rigged to price. And we have the rigging. And you just have to let it flow. Let you believe. Let it into your life. Just call me, email me. Well, I'm actually on my other email address right now, but easy answer is thewarlock@hitthebid.com. So my buddy will get to you. I'm still working through my old emails right now. By the way, hi. If you haven't heard from me since 2012, I'm on my 2012 emails right now. I'm rounding everybody up. But I'm going to have an open house, and then you could just stay for the whole weekend or whatever, right into earnings season, and then we'll start trading earnings together. I think it's good. I think we're going to get a lot of the MUs and a lot of these Nikes, some nice volatility. Again, Nike was a little bit difficult, how to set up a chart? Well, I guess. I mean, you just put VWAP on the chart. If you have Thinkorswim, go to Studies, All Studies, go to the V, drop down the menu, click on the VWAP, and that'll put it on your chart, and it'll give you the deviation bands included. I take the deviation bands off because I don't really care about those either anymore. I just use 1 minute and prior day VWAP. If you have Thinkorswim, it's a lot easier. But there's also a section on Thinkorswim where people sell this stuff now. I think it's like $4. This code that I use used to be $3,000. No joke. Now it's $8. You could just buy the script. But if you come, and I think that's what you're talking about, just to get in the charts set up. Yeah, VWAP is a standard thing. It's even on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, and then you could just subscribe to which kind of anchored VWAP, multi-leveled VWAP, that type of thing, Yeah, the only thing I don't give out for free is the code. You got to be a member. It's members only. But VWAP is standard, yeah. But there's so many people. Obviously, I mean, if you haven't, remember, I'm just a disciple as well. Brian Shannon, Zach Hurwitz, and me. And APLD. And just buy when I sell. I mean, I set stocks free. I really do. By the way, Carvana is just if I could make love to a stock right now, it'd be Carvana. I mean, it would be over in 3 or 4 seconds, but I still would make love to Carvana. This is the greatest stock to trade. You're getting opportunities to buy the stock. You're getting opportunities to short the stock. The options are liquid. They trade in half-point increments and they have weeklies. You should be making a living trading Carvana right now. You should be, because it is phenomenal. I mean, it is phenomenal to trade. You're getting follow through on both sides of the market, and it's just awesome. So yeah, July. So I don't know if I'm going to be here Monday. I'm still undecided. Probably won't be here. I'll finally actually take a day off. Chances are the market's going to gap up slightly, go up, close at 1. It'll be a bullish day unless there's some sort of event, you know, black swan event. And then usually on the 5th of July, we usually gap up and we stay strong. But if we rally, I mean, we rallied huge today, huge yesterday, day before. If we rally Monday and then we're gapped up on Wednesday, then I suspect there'll be some selling. And then I'll look to short the Qs again on a pullback. But if we break in 372.85, we're going 377, 385, and then 402. I mean, what's to stop the market from going to all-time highs on the Qs? A recession? Did somebody just say that? Who said that? Is this recession? No. Is it? Sure. Sure it is. Yeah. Yeah. According to one of my more successful friends, all hell's going to break loose because he read it on the internet. How's your life doing? Remember, anytime somebody complains, you ask them how their life's doing. And that's another one. I just can't stand people who complain about other people's problems. Like, how's your life doing? Everything's phenomenal, right? Enjoy it. Anywho, I'm probably gonna go just hang out now outside. What's up, Sparky? Yeah. And if you're watching these videos, if you make sure you contact me before the 8th. All right, you got a week. Do it right now. All right. Come and hang out. I'll be doing it for at least 2 hours because I'm leaving. I want to make sure my son. Well, today my son proved something to me. He knows what he's doing already. He knows where the risk is. He knows the reward. He knows how to place the orders. He knows where his stops are. And I talked him out of 2 really, 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 really good trades because I was nervous. And that shouldn't even see that moment shouldn't even have happened. Once you're letting your emotions, nervousness dictate whether you do the trade, you're not a good trader. My son's already better than me. He's like, but it broke VWAP and it's not going back over it. Isn't that what you want to do? I'm like, yeah. And I just like, the market's ripping right now. I don't know if you should be shorting this thing. Next thing you know, woo. But it's nice. It's nice to see that he's getting it right. And it's nice that he's getting it right. And it proves my point. It's easier to teach somebody how to trade that's never traded ever before because we all have dumb habits. My habit is I'm a degenerate shorter that can't learn my lesson. I continuously try to swing trade when I know I'm bad at it. I tend to top tick and bottom tick when I do. I really only have one skill. But man, he was on fire today, my kid. So I think what we're going to do is he's got 3 friends and he's in a massive fraternity. Well, yeah, not every trade's going to work, but if you consistently take the setup that works mostly, you do come out ahead. That's a good point. The trades that don't work, and that's what he said. He's like, well, if it wouldn't have worked, I would have lost the 12 cents. Exactly. Just like buying Carvana down there at 25.40. If it wouldn't have worked, we would have sold it for a 20-cent loss. But it did work. And you got the VWAP retrace, and now you sell it up here. Hey, if every trade worked, What's up, Spiff? I do have a new candidate for a stock that I like just because the name is funny and the chart just faux show broed. You guys want to see a new one? I added to my watch list. Alpha and Omega Semiconductor Limited. Somebody brought this to my attention yesterday. It just had a faux show, bro. It was about to break down and it just reversed course. It's a very interesting looking chart. I don't own the stock, but I just added it to my watches. It just doesn't have enough volume to take it serious, but it looks like the stock's about to head up 7 more points. But man, I mean, between APLD and Rivian, it's as if I had no idea what I was doing this week. I mean, I top ticked and bottom ticked both of those names to the tune of about $8,000 loss. It's just ridiculous. AOSL, Alpha and Omega Semiconductor. I never heard of this stock in my life. That's the most fantastic name ever. I got to do some due diligence on it. Somebody asked me about it. I was like, Alpha and Omega Semiconductor? I'm in. I'm a fan. I don't own it. I'm just saying. But it was an interesting looking chart. But man, oh man, my list, if you don't, you have the list, right? AAOI, Para, Schrodinger, NNOX, Kenview, CDLX, ENVX, Carvana, IonQ, Rivian, Bullfrog, Palantir, sprinkle in the Qs and SOXL. I think you'll be set for life. Alpha and Omega Semiconductor, right? I mean, it's the dumbest. Who thought of that name? I don't know. But chart looks interesting. Oh, Rambus too. Let's not forget about Rambus, kids. I promise you, I'll never buy it back, ever. So 2 years from now, when it's at $138 a share, and I'm crying about it, you tell me to shut up because, hey, I had a chance to buy it back. I'm just deciding not to, right? And sometime in 2027, when this market crashes again, I'll be there for it. And I will make 10%, and then I'll watch it go down another 70%. Because the way this market looks, and again, I'm rooting for you out there, Bears. I'm rooting for that recession, baby. Come on. Give me those 2 negative quarters of GDP, baby. Woo! I don't even know what GDP stands for. Gross domestic product or something, right? Does that include the M1? Is that inflation adjusted? What about the money supply? But I gotta give it up. I gotta admit one thing. Goldman Sachs did change their tune. Goldman Sachs did get bullish 4 or 5 months ago. They did. So we can't mock them as much as we normally do. Usually they won't get bullish till like this week. But they've been pounding the table. They've been more bullish than not. When everybody turns bullish, that's when you get frightened. That's when, that's when you're afraid. But again, you just give me these last 2 weeks bottled and we'll be fine. I just wish I would have done. I wish I wouldn't have done what I did. But here we are. Nothing I can do about it right now. But if you're looking at, I'll show you what I'm looking at on Saturday. There are so many consolidation ass cracks and Kardashian bottoms. That's why all these charts look exactly the same, because they are the same. And I found like 4 or 5 more of them that I think are going to be just fine. Again, if this market rallies again, we get another leg up. All those names have another 20%, 30% upside. That's why I'm kind of rooting. I'm rooting for the recession. I'm rooting for a smackdown. Give me a smackdown, make some money on the smackdown, and then we'll pick up where we left off in October. But you give me a day like today, twice a week. I don't care if there's a recession, depression, doesn't matter. The market has been so active in a time frame where normally it's a snooze fest. I just got to say it's going to get even better now. All right. I'll see you guys at 3:35. If you haven't, why don't you come to the room right now so then you won't miss out on the last half an hour with us. Email me, do what you got to do. I'll send you the link right now. I got nothing to do for the next 2 hours, so I'm sending out emails. Drop me a link. I think I have 7 email addresses. I'm right now. I'm actually going through the AOL addresses. Yes, I have AOL addresses. What? Make fun of me. I'm old, but I'm getting through them. Yeah, I'm trying. Wait, where'd you send it? I'm there. I'm on the F's now, I think, or the G's. I didn't get to you yet. Yeah, I'll send you a private message. Can I send private messages on here? Oh, you can't actually send them individual. Oh, all right. There's too much shit going on in my house right now. Anyway, yeah. Just if you want a quickie, Kenny Glick at AOL.com. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm trying to shut that one down. Yeah. But I've been emailing people from like 2013 now. I'm actually emailing my Suck My NASDAQ crew to see if anybody's still out there. And while we're sitting here, fucking Rivian. $16.60. All right, Kenny Glick, AOL. Do it right this second, and I'll get you in by the end of the day. And then make sure you're here for the 8th and the 3rd and the 5th and the 14th and the 18th. All right? I'll see you guys in a couple hours. I'm not coming back here. I'm going to be on Benzinga at 3:30. All right? So come to the room. I'll give you the link. We'll all hang out at the end of the day. And then, yeah, you're all invited on the 8th too. Because listen, I need to prepare you guys. Works better when we're all on the same trade, right? We're gonna crush the banks. I hope. I've already had this dream about JP Morgan. By the way, if JP Morgan is gapped up 3 points on July 14th, be afraid. Because that was my dream. I'm such a nerd and I have no life. I dream about stocks. Yes, that's what I do. So I had a dream that JP Morgan was up 3 and then it rolls over. And by the end of the day, it was down 5 points in a freaking bloodbath on July 14th, Friday. And that was I think it might, I don't know if it's a dream or I'm just having like a fantasy. Can't really interpret it yet. Yeah, I have fantasies about market crashes. Come on, Bears. I know you're out there. You can do it. July 14th, baby. VIX spike. Banks roll over. Takes the whole market down with it. I make $8 million that day. And then just sell off and just let my son, I'll give him $1 million and he can just do what he does. All right. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Peace. Am I lice? Do I have lice? What do you mean? I got no hair. What does that mean? Did you type it up? Did you type something wrong? Did you misspell? Remember when we had to go through lice checks and great they had the little sticks. Some old woman would poke you with a stick looking for lice. Back in grade school. I don't know what you meant by that, but something on my face. What happened? Light, nice, spice. Lice checks, yeah. Remember your permanent record? I still want to see my permanent record. I used to get, that used to be the one thread. That's going to go on your permanent record, Mr. Glick. Okay. Wonder where that permanent record is. I was the kid in the school, right? That I brought in, my grandmother used to give me Hershey miniatures. Remember Hershey miniatures? You had the good Mr. Good bar, the Hershey's bar, the crackle, and the special. Nobody wanted to eat the special with dark chocolate. Remember? You had Mr. Good bar, crackle, and then you had the other two. So my grandmother would, she would always give me a couple of little bars with my lunch when she was, she used to help my mom and pack them. And what would the teacher say? Mr. Glick, there's no eating in class unless you brought enough for everybody. So what did asshole do? The next day I brought the whole freaking bag, right? So there she was. Mr. Glick, what did I say yesterday? Who wants one? Who wants a special? Crackles for everybody. Mr. Glick, please go down to the principal's office. This is going on your permanent record. And then what would happen? Your parents would have to come up and they'd have to talk to the teacher. Yeah, that was my life. You know what? I'd actually like to read to you the psychological study they did on me when I was a kid. I think I have it somewhere. What? You weren't all sent to a psychologist when you were in the 4th grade because you were disruptive in class? I still have the report. It's phenomenal. He blamed my parents for everything. Ineffectual parenting. That's what it always is. I'll read it to you some other day. It's almost as good as that email that I got from that guy that hates me. Ineffectual parenting. So if you're out there and you're going to have kids, don't be afraid to smack them. That's what I needed. I needed Big Al to give me a couple of biffs in the head. My parents were too nice and ineffectual. All right, enough about my life. I'll see you. I'll get to your emails if you just sent it. All right? See you in 2 hours. Peace.